Hello everybody, I'm András Csáki and I'm going to talk about some left hand issues during this little lecture today. Before starting this little session, I would like to take a little remark here. There are many great guitarists who has very different left hand positions and left hand ideas. Most of them are great, so today I'm just talking about my system which worked for me and which I developed during the last 2 decades, and I tried this on my students as well, and mostly it worked. It doesn't mean that it's gonna work for everyone. These are going to be some basic principles about classical guitar left hand techniques. So let's start. First of all, the position. In today's lesson, I would like to tell you some theoretical part about the left hand, and I would like to show after a couple basic exercises which you can use daily to develop or modify a little bit your left hand techniques if you feel like you need to develop it. And after, I also would like to tell you a couple of studies which can help you to improve some left hand technique as well. So first of all, very basic principle. When you start to put your left hand on the guitar, I often see my students and also master classes, other students, to use that kind of position which is not parallel to the neck of the guitar, and look and feels very comfortable first time, sometimes even with this thumb out here on the other side of the neck. And however, it feels very comfortable first, but when you need to play some more complicated stuff, might not work. Therefore, I suggest to everyone to use basically the parallel position with the neck, like this. And why is it good for you? It's good because if you need to use your little finger or the third finger, then you have some support from your hand and you can curve the finger, which is another very important point here. How I try to explain to my students this position is also a way how we should think about gravitation. Imagine that the guitar is this way, and then your fingers are in the mid-range position, and use your fingers like a hook, and try to use this on the guitar like this. I try to show you on this video. So I'm using that position. My little finger bent, it's nicely curved, and also all the other fingers can be curved and put down like this. The first exercise I would like to show you to get this position is a very simple one. So we are going to put our fingers on the third string, fifth position, and start with a C natural from here, and just play very simply this little fragment of chromatic scale like this. What you should look for is actually the position of your fingers. Especially the little finger should be very close to the fingerboard, and these knuckle joints should be parallel to the side of the neck of the guitar. Okay, so we start this exercise again, and we will be very close to the string, like 1 centimeter above, and try to just use it like this from one position, not helping with the hand, just doing the job from your fingers and not from the hand this time. The second level of this exercise is putting some little vibrato on these notes. Why is vibrato good for you? The vibrato is great because it gives you a lot of balance, and on the other hand it makes your tone much nicer. So when you start this exercise, you can start to put a little nice vibrato on the notes. Please note, when I'm doing this vibrato, I'm not putting my thumb down strongly to the neck, to the back of the neck. So the thumb is loosely there, and it's not grabbing the neck of the guitar. So I'm letting the fingers work and do the vibrato like this. Please try to be careful with the vibrato. It should be continuous. So I often see on my students, when I ask them to do this exercise, to do it like this. Why I don't like the way how I done it now, because I would like to go for the continuous vibrato. So I try to use the vibrato continuously while I'm playing these notes. Okay, great. So this is a very simple exercise, and I always encourage you, when you start practice in the morning, you should probably start with the easiest exercise. This could be one of that. Another exercise which can help you to find this idle position is, first time might look a little funny for you, but it gave me a lot of confidence with the left hand position. So it's very simple. We are still using the fifth position, just we are going to put all four fingers down in the fifth position and just plug the note. It's gonna be a C natural if you are using a normal tuning, and try to put all the four fingers to the fifth string, on the fourth string, then third string, and second, first, and so on and so on. In this exercise, we can actually see another very important element in the left hand position. When I'm on the sixth string, if you can see, I'm actually using a different position from the one I'm using on the first string. So on the first string, I'm using that one, which is kind of hooked to the fingerboard, and on the sixth string, I'm touching a little bit with my palm the side of the neck. Okay, so of course I know that there are very different hand shapes and hand sizes on the words, so you might have bigger fingers and bigger hand than mine. You might use it a little different, but if you are closer to the side of the neck when you are on the sixth string, is basically beneficial for your technique. And when you are on the first string, it's very important to have all your left hand fingers curved in normal position, and your knuckle joint should be in the same level or lower than the side of the or surface of the fingerboard. So if your knuckles are up here, then it means that you don't use enough from your upper arm energy, which is kind of a waste of energy. Okay, if you don't using it. So I'm suggesting it on the first string, use it like this. On the sixth string, be a bit closer to the fingerboard and using the same curve in the fingers what you used here. Okay, so that's the difference of the position. And let's get back to the exercise. So first you put all four fingers down. Okay, do the C, then F natural, B flat, E flat, G natural, and C. And you can see now the difference between these two end points of this exercise. So you can practice this with that little simple exercise. Also, after when you have this position correctly, You can do another very simple exercise. It's going to execute it by one finger at a time. So we start with A, first finger. We are starting again from the same position what we used before. So it's gonna be like this. And you can always apply a little vibrato on each and every note. Okay, like this. And then you can do this with the second finger, third, fourth finger. After, when you are ready with this, you can do it also without your right hand, just hitting the strings like this. Keep the vibrato as well. So we're just hitting the strings, but we are actually doing vibrato on the notes. So with these little simple exercises, actually you can calibrate your fingers, and you can get this idle position which is parallel to the side of the neck. Now here another remark. Of course, this parallel position should be modified. If you have a chord like this, I'm not suggesting you to try to grab it like this. In some books, it's called dynamically relaxed position. So basically, you use this parallel position, but when you have some different chord or something, then of course you can move a little bit from this parallel angle. Okay, and maybe a last exercise for you today is again a simple one. I truly believe in simple exercises first, because if you start with the difficult one, it's very easy to fall into some pitfall and do something not perfectly and have some difficulties later. So this exercise will be very easy. Again, we are going to be in the ninth position, first string, and we are just first doing like this. So first we are tracking all the notes. The goal of the exercise is watch especially your little finger. When you lift it, don't lift it too high. I often see my students doing it like this. It's a waste of energy. You create a lot of tension here in your fingers if you doing this exercise like this. So just when you practice this exercise, just watch your little finger and third finger to move as little as possible here. Okay, so I'm in the position and like this. When you feel very comfortable with this, then let's do it in the second level, which is going to be the same exercise with slurs applied. Okay, so this time it's try to keep your little finger close here as well. It's very difficult, especially when you do the pull off, but try to work on it. If it doesn't work, then you might try this exercise. Maybe in seventh position it's easier. Put your little finger on the second string, 10th fret. It's going to be an A natural, and try to do this little slur from D flat to C, keeping your little finger down. Okay, it's gonna be difficult first if you've never done this before, so be careful with it. If you feel any pain in your hand, just stop doing it, okay, and relax your fingers and try to do some other exercise or other piece instead. Okay, and one last thing. I often ask, especially if you have smaller finger, and I often see that my students are doing it like this. They are keeping this position. I always try to encourage them to do it like this. Why? Because our weakest finger is the little finger, and we would like to support with our hand the little finger. The best position for the little finger is the curved position. So this position, as I told you at the beginning of the lesson, the curved and bent little finger is the strongest. So what I'm suggesting here is put your little finger down like this and put the other fingers down according to the little finger. So what is comfortable for the little finger is the best position. And it doesn't matter if your first finger is a little bit more flat like this, because the first and the second finger are very strong fingers. So try to support with the position of your hand, and try to support the little finger, okay, like this. Of course, if you are in higher position, it's different because it's much more comfortable, or if you have bigger hands, probably you can do the parallel knuckles like this as well, okay? So these are my suggestions for the left hand. I hope that you find some ideas in it and you can use them in your further technique sessions. And if you have any questions, please let us know under the video. Thank you very much for your attention. Bye.